How's it going? Someone Bart here, or you can call me Sully. I won't sneer. Well, it's Thanksgiving, if you couldn't tell, but what's with the Seuss stuff up here for a spell? Well, it's because of one special I watched during the season, and don't worry, I do have a reason. Since the Grinch had the holidays of Halloween and Christmas, there are other celebrations that he really shouldn't miss. And this special has nothing to do with this holiday, but it stars the Grinch after two big ones, and November felt naked anyway. So I watch this Grinch special every Turkey Day with Charlie Brown, Winnie the Pooh, and more, but to include the Cat in the Hat, it's a big deal, and I was happy for what's in store. So, let's get to the crossover that is fun and no time flat, for this is Dr. Seuss's The Grinch Grinches, The Cat in the Hat. The Grinch wakes up feeling happy and whistling around, something that Max the dog never seen and felt happiness abound. But the Grinch's mirror reflection isn't happy with this, and reminds him through oath that being mean is bliss. And with a changed mind, the Grinch goes out to prowl, causing misery and worry with a big scowl. But he meets the Cat in the Hat, who is having a picnic, and the Grinch wants him to move his car out real quick. But when the cat called him Greenface, the Grinch got really mad, and hatched up a plan that would make the cat sad. The Grinch built a machine, called a vacuum sound sweeper, that alters the sound as a different beeper. Yet muting the bees and traffic sounds from cows wasn't enough for the Grinch to browse. So he built a dark house that changes color and light, and used it all on the cat, putting him in a state of fright. And as the Grinch carries on his mischief for miles, the cat tries to find a way to make the Grinch smile. There is so much to explore at this short, that I enjoy it all without giving a snort. Though, some things are questionable and have less of an impact, I still remember and have great times with the Grinch and the cat. But the flaws I saw are very few. They're not too bad, but noticeable, that's true. Like when the cat is driving around his place, he just skipped a few paths. How'd he miss all the space? The Grinch turns the vacuum to have the birds burping, but they sound more like hiccups than what they're chirping. Most of the time, the characters do rhyme, but then in some case, their dialogue is normal, somewhat out of place. There are references to other Seuss works that I find a bit distracting for a quirk. Whereas from a book or an original painting is too noticeable, but who's complaining? While it's not as big as how Hoopa Bloop Highway did, they just felt odd to me, even as a kid. But hey, everything else isn't all that bad, 'cause I enjoy a whole lot of it, and it made me glad. Yet when being young, I have to admit that some of the Grinch's faces did scare me a bit. A little more than all of his faces before, but now I don't fear them, 'cause this one creeps me out more. But it's interesting to see the Grinch start out pretty kind, until his reflection gets him to change his mind. Yet, as with all Seuss tales, the Grinch gets turned to good and done without fail. All except the Halloween special, he didn't change at all, which makes it a prequel. That doesn't sound dull. The Cat in the Hat makes for a wonderful inclusion, and when these two meet, it's a marvelous intrusion. And considering it's from a Marvel production, it makes it all the more fun, though I get more into these two than any of the superhero ones. But one interesting thing about the Cat in the Hat here is that he is more than all happy and cheer. He can become frightened and scared and even get mad too, though that might be from the Grinch spreading gloom, but what's new? The Grinch's dark house is a neat invention, just scaring the cat is its own sensation. For it not only shines black darkness very near, but also shines pink, polka dot, and stripes that bring fear. And though the cat hides in a restaurant that's right, the dark house brings in color and bright light. The Grinch is trying to annoy the cat, yes, but he ends up making the restaurant a mess. Is the Grinch even chilling the cat to the bone, or is he killing two birds with one stone? There are some moments that do give me a laugh or giggle as well, like when the Cat in the Hat almost had a huge fell. And many moments are quite fun to see, like the car chase and how crazy the Grinch's machine can be. The songs in this are all quite good. The melodies and lyrics are somewhat catchy, as they would. And there's even some good music from Joe Raposo, the same composer of Sesame Street. That's cool to know. Even though some words from Seuss tend to be very loose. Many times he made original words, or he even cheated to make a rhyme up. Oh look, birds! But the last song is the saddest one here, to remind the Grinch of his mother, which made me weep many tears. It's soothing and depressing, but gentle like a lullaby, and though I don't cry at it now, it would leave me to sigh. But this does raise a question or two. Since the Grinch had a mother, then who is the father too? Why wasn't she mentioned in the other versions of the Grinch? Did she have to leave and forget her child in an inch? How about the mirror? What made it bad? Is it the Grinch's evil side, or perhaps his dad? Yet this is quite odd in fact, to only have the mother here and nowhere else exact. Plus the actors voicing the characters are all great. They all say their lines right, and not one I hate. Mason Adams voices the Cat in the Hat and the narrator too. Bob Hope voices the Grinch and the Grinch's mother, who knew? And Frank Welker voices Max the dog. And that's it, here's some eggnog. As a whole, this special is sweet. The characters are good and the story is neat. The animation is wonderful and the songs are good. Director Bill Perez made a Seuss special that was great from my childhood. Despite a few references to other Seuss works, it feels very original with several unique quirks. From the Grinch being happy to his tear-jerking scene, from the cat having more feelings to running from the Grinch's machine. It has a lot going, but it's done very well, and I watched it around Thanksgiving, that I can tell. So when all is said and done, this special is a lot of fun. It made me laugh and cry, and I love every minute of it. And it's my second favorite Seuss special, and a definite hit. So today, for your pleasure, this special gets the rating of 3.5 stars. That's a treasure. So thank you for joining me here. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, somewhere down there. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter to explore. And support me on Patreon if you want more. And tune in next time for a new video and some much more living. Until then, I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.